In this video, I want to show you how I made my simple yet effective force draft burner. So I'll go over the parts that I've used here. I'll start with the this is just a PVC valve, and you can see it has the female international pipe thread. They call that FIP, so you can thread a pipe in there, and I'll show you why in a minute. This is called a blue twister. You can purchase these at Home Depot. On one side you can see it's barbed. On the other side you can see it has male international pipe thread, which threads right into the PVC valve here. The valve is 1 1/4 inch. The blue twister is 1 1/4 inch. Okay, and put that down. And also what I have here is a 1 1/2 inch hose. It's about 3 feet long. It's just a corrugated plastic hose. At my local hardware store you can buy this by the foot. So I've got 3 feet here, which seems to be a decent amount. And here what I've done is I've taken a part of a this is EMT right here, electric metallic tubing. You can purchase this at Home Depot. It is, I buy the elbow, so it's like I believe it's a 90-degree elbow. Can't remember if it's 45 or 90, but anyhow, I buy the elbow and I'm able to cut it in 3 sections, so I can actually make, I actually end up with 3 of these pieces. And what I have here is a 1 1/4 inch. Sorry, I believe the EMT is 1 1/2 inch. So I take a 1 1/4 inch pipe nipple, and this will kind of thread in there. It's I mean, you can force thread it, but I just added a couple little tack welds here to hold it in place. I don't think that's necessary, but I found it was a little more secure that way. On the other end, you make sure you smooth out, take a file after you cut it and smooth this end out so you're not cutting into the plastic pipe here. And I've even taken a little duct tape and put it on the end because I'm constantly taking my hose, putting it in, pulling it out, putting it in, pulling it out. So, and you can see that's a nice airtight secure fitting there. It comes on and off super easy. And you'll see why that's important later. So over here we have this is just a Revlon cheap hair dryer. You can get these on Amazon, less than $20, usually even less than that. I mean, I don't even know if I paid $10 for this one, but make sure you get the one that has the button on it to turn the heat off. When you hold this button down, it deactivates the electrical coils inside, so there's no heat running through this. That means the only electricity you need is to power the small electric motor inside this that creates the airflow. So that, like I said, very important. And I've taken duct tape and just taped that down so we're not getting any heat coming out of this. Make sure you also, well, this isn't mandatory, but I think it's nice to get the one that has the low and the high. I like it because I only use it on low, and I only use a fraction, probably about 25 to 35% of the airflow that this creates for this force draft burner here. Now, if you have a bigger chamber than what I have here, you'll end up using more airflow, but like I said, for this small chamber I only need about 25% of the airflow on the low setting. And the low setting's nice because it's a little quieter. So there's the low setting. You can still hear me talking. It's not annoying, in other words. It's just a humming sound. Actually, the combustion created by the chamber here will be louder than the noise created by this hair dryer. So over here we have a rubber drain pipe. It adapts 1.5 inch, which fits over the end of this hair dryer, to 1.25 inch, which fits over the end of this pipe nipple. This is a 1.25 inch pipe nipple, and it comes with these whatever you call these things. It comes with these, so you'll be able to tighten it on your hair dryer and the pipe nipple. So that is that, and the way we put this together is we just thread the PVC valve on here. Okay, and when your valve is like that, it's open, of course, and that's closed. And like I said, I only use about maybe that much airflow when I have this thing fired up. So what I do is I take my adapter here and I put it in my Venturi burner air opening. You don't have to thread it all the way in. Most of the way is fine. And this side here, like I said, this is barbed, so this will just go right onto here, nice and easy. And then we can come right into there. And so why do I use this piece here? Because this will dissipate the heat created by the chimney effect. Now when your forge is going, you don't get a lot of chimney effect of heat up here, but when you shut it down momentarily or for a couple minutes, you're gonna get heat travel up the pipe onto this ward fitting, and it's going to transfer onto here. And so the reason I like this is because by the time it reaches this plastic here, any heat, it's cool enough to not do any damage to the plastic. So that is why I do that. And so yeah, that's all ready to go there. We can hook up our gas. I don't have my wrench on me, but normally this is a flare fitting, so it just needs to be tight. You don't need any gas tape on this fitting here. I'll get it as tight as I can with my fingers, and you see my valve is closed. It's in the up position. Here I've got a gauge that will tell me my fuel pressure coming in, and everything's pretty much ready to go. So I like to, I think it's mandatory that you light this with a torch. You're not gonna, once you turn the air on, it's just gonna blow the flame out if you just try to use one of those long lighters. So I use a little torch. I get my air going first, and then I slowly open the fuel until it lights. So let's do that. I'm gonna grab my torch, and I don't have a lighter out here, so stand by. Got our air going. And we'll slowly open our gas. Okay, now we're just listening. Now we can look inside to see what kind of flame we've got. Okay, that sounds real good. Let's see what kind of pressure we have. So we are at about 3 psi, so that's definitely way more than we need. We're going to crank that back. We'll go back to 3, we'll adjust our airflow. Okay, we're at about 2 psi there. Looking inside, we have a slightly reducing flame. Now let's take a look at that. And that should be plenty to get this thing cooking pretty good. We'll go ahead and let that heat up a little bit, and we'll stand by here. Okay, we've let this heat up about 5 minutes. Take a look inside the chamber there. Everything's glowing pretty nicely. And it looks like about 3 psi on the fuel pressure. So let's take a look at what we get. So when I could hold it steady and get the hot part of the wall there and the floor, I was getting around 2200 degrees. Just give you an idea on what this force draft system can do at 3 psi. So what I recommend is when you shut this down, of course when you shut it down you want to shut your fuel off first. So grab this. Then you want to shut your air off, and then I recommend, so it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna want to create that chimney effect, and some heat's gonna be dispersed throughout here. I can still grab this, but just as a safety precaution, I just like to disconnect this in, and then we don't have to worry about it. So there you go. Okay, here I just want to show you the adjustability of this force draft burner. As you can see, we have a nice, well, this is somewhere between oxidizing and neutral, this flame we have here. But with our gas control here, now I just want to mention that this valve, if you want a higher degree of adjustability, you'll want to put a needle valve on here instead of this just regular old ball valve. These ball valves aren't quite as forgiving. So anyhow, you see our oxidizing flame we have here. If we give it more fuel, we can go from oxidizing, watch the flame. Now we go out here to a very carburizing or reducing flame. You see the difference in the flame color. You go from more of a violet purple to a almost green, and then we come back down here. That's a very oxidizing flame there. We'll bring it out to more neutral. See the difference in color? We go from purple to blue to almost a green. But this is about the range here that I like, and like I said, the force draft will give you that degree of adjustability. I just put this outside of the forge here so you can get a better look on the adjustments that you can make on that flame. And like I said, if you put a needle valve on here, it's going to be a lot more precise when you're controlling the gas flow to air mixture. So anyway, there you have it. Thanks for watching.